I'm run 17 different cities, including my own, Dolton, and people want to control.
Tiffany Henyard claims she's running 17 cities, including her own, yet faces constant attempts to control her. But can one woman juggle so much power without cracking under pressure? In a political world where chaos reigns, her defiance is only fueling the fire. Stay tuned, because this battle is just beginning.
Don and Scott, the meeting wrapped up early because two trustees, as you mentioned, did not show up. Chris Gonzalez and Carmen Carlisle. Without them, not enough board members were present to make official decisions.
The meeting was cut short. Two key trustees, Chris Gonzalez and Carmen Carlisle, failed to show up, leaving the board without enough members to make any crucial decisions. What's the real reason behind their absence? With major decisions hanging in the balance, this political drama is far from over. Tensions are rising in Dolton, Illinois, as Mayor Tiffany Henyard battles for political control amid corruption, legal battles, and personal attacks. Lawsuits against the local Democratic Party, public confrontations, and even disturbing social media posts are only adding fuel to the fire. With key figures like Keith Price and other trustees clashing, the township's future hangs in the balance. Can Henyard regain her spot on the ballot, or will this chaos sink her political career? The drama is escalating, and the stakes have never been higher. Will anyone step up to save the town? Hey guys, I am Olivia. Welcome to Red Rumbles, where the heat of controversy and chaos never cools down. In this space, we break down the messiest stories in Hollywood, boxing, and politics. From shocking scandals to heated battles, we bring you the drama that's shaking things up. If you want to stay in the loop and catch every twist and turn, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss what's coming next. This is where the action never stops. Things have reached a boiling point in Thornton Township. For weeks, tension has been simmering between Mayor Tiffany Henyard and other key players in the township government. And now, Henyard is taking things to a whole new level, threatening to shut down the township unless her demands are met.
Kind of hurtful to even mention the potential of layoffs. I don't want that. I want our people to work. It's the holiday season.
It all started when a series of disputes began to unravel over the direction of the township. The Board of Trustees has been at odds with Henyard for months, and as time goes on, the stakes get higher. Whether it's issues with funding, leadership, or the way the township's operations are run, the friction is evident. But the real bombshell? Henyard's declaration that the township could face a shutdown if she doesn't get the cooperation she's demanding. Why is Henyard willing to take such a drastic step? What's at the core of this threat? Let's break it down. Henyard's biggest struggle has been with the Board of Trustees. The members of the board play a key role in the township's decision-making process, and Henyard feels they've been standing in her way.
Last month, a judge issued a temporary restraining order blocking her from making those appointments without approval from trustees.
They've disagreed on a range of issues, from budget decisions to leadership appointments, and now it seems there's no room for compromise. In a series of tense meetings, Henyard accused the trustees of neglecting their duties to the people of Thornton Township. But the trustees, in turn, have been critical of Henyard's leadership style. There's been talk of mismanagement and lack of cooperation. Each side claims to be acting in the best interests of the community, but it's clear that neither side is backing down. The real question is whether Henyard can actually follow through on her threat. Will she go through with shutting down the township, or is this all just a political maneuver to force the trustees into submission? What sets Henyard apart from other politicians is her willingness to take extreme measures.
Now to important business in Thornton Township, which hit a roadblock tonight, not because of the weather, not because of logistics, but because two trustees refused to show.
She's not afraid to rock the boat, even if it means putting the township in jeopardy. Her most recent move threatening a shutdown is one of the boldest moves she's made yet. It's a strategy that could backfire, But Henyard is banking on the idea that the public will rally behind her. For Henyard, this isn't just about controlling the township. It's about sending a message. If she can convince the public that the trustees are out of touch and that she's the only one who can get things done, she'll solidify her power and position in the township. But there's a danger in playing such a high-stakes game. If Henyard doesn't get the backing she needs, she could find herself isolated, and the township could face even greater turmoil. But there's more to the story than just political strategy. Henyard's actions are drawing attention from every corner of the township. The community is divided, and the tension is palpable. Some residents support Henyard's bold stance, believing she's doing what needs to be done to move the township forward. Others, however, are worried about the potential consequences of a shutdown. The situation is quickly spiraling out of control, and no one knows where it will end. If Henyard follows through on her threat and shuts down Thornton Township, the effects could be far-reaching. The township provides a wide range of services to its residents, from education and healthcare to housing assistance and public safety. Shutting down the township could disrupt all of these services, leaving residents in a vulnerable position. The question on everyone's mind is, how will this affect the people who rely on the township for support? Will they be left in the lurch, or will Henyard be able to find a way to maintain services, even if the township is in crisis? While Henyard's position is clear, she's willing to go to great lengths to get what she wants. It's still unclear what the long-term consequences will be for the people of Thornton Township. Some residents have already voiced concerns about the impact a shutdown could have on their lives. Others are more hopeful that Henyard's bold approach will lead to change, even if it comes at a high price.
I spoke to the lawyers, and then we will start making preparations today. So tomorrow will be the first day. Probably one of our buildings will get shut down. The seniors, they utilize the transportation to go to dialysis, to the doctor, to the store, things of that nature.
Adding fuel to the fire is the legal battle Henyard is currently embroiled in. The lawsuits against the Thornton Township Democratic Party and other local leaders have only escalated tensions. Henyard's legal battles have been well documented, and they're a major part of the story. The question is, can Henyard overcome the legal obstacles standing in her way, or will these lawsuits derail her political ambitions? Legal challenges have already slowed down her progress, and it's unclear how much longer she'll be able to keep pushing forward. For Henyard, these legal battles are more than just a nuisance. They're a critical part of her strategy to regain control of the township. But as the lawsuits pile up, there's a growing sense of urgency. Henyard's future in the township could depend on how quickly these legal issues are resolved. If the courts rule against her, the consequences could be severe, and the threat of a township shutdown may become more than just a political stunt. When it comes to leadership, Henyard is anything but conventional. Her aggressive approach has earned her both praise and criticism. On the one hand, her supporters argue that she's not afraid to take risks and stand up for what she believes in. On the other hand, her critics accuse her of being reckless, putting the township at risk for the sake of political gamesmanship. Is Henyard's leadership style a breath of fresh air, or is it pushing Thornton Township to the brink of disaster? The answer depends on who you ask. What's undeniable is that Henyard isn't backing down. She's determined to push forward, even if it means making enemies along the way. At this point, the question is, can anyone mediate this standoff? Compromise seems impossible, as both Henyard and the Board of Trustees have dug in their heels. There's no middle ground in sight, and with each passing day, the risk of a shutdown grows. But is there a chance for reconciliation? Some residents and political analysts believe that if Henyard and the trustees can find common ground, they may be able to avoid the worst-case scenario.
You could feel the anger tonight at a Board of Trustees meeting in Thornton Township. The board and citizens looking for accountability to their finances, while the township supervisor.
However, given the current climate, it's hard to see how that could happen. For the residents of Thornton Township, it's a waiting game. Will the leadership be able to resolve their differences, or will the township descend into chaos? The future of Thornton Township hangs in the balance. With Henyard threatening a shutdown and tensions running high, there's no telling what will happen next. The political drama unfolding in the township is far from over, and every new development only adds more fuel to the fire. As for Henyard, her next moves will be critical. Will she be able to pull off this high-risk strategy, or will the fallout from her actions force her to reconsider? The clock is ticking, and every decision she makes could have lasting consequences. And that's a wrap on today's video. What do you think about Tiffany Henyard's bold political moves? Do you believe she's justified in threatening a shutdown? Or is this just a dangerous game that could backfire? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on this developing story and other political drama. Thanks for watching Red Rumbles. We'll see you in the next one.